currently am the operations / general manager for the Hound, which is located on 4 Mile Run. We've been there about 6 years and it's been great. It was more or less abandoned when we bought it. Before it was abandoned, I think it was a cabinet maker. So it was actually 2 buildings. One side of it was like office space and the other side was a warehouse space. I am also an Arlington native, so I grew up here. I was born in Arlington Hospital. I did the Arlington County school system. But I absolutely love this area. I love the eclecticness of 4 Mile Run. You have industrial, you have residential, you have, in our case, dog community and all of that too, so that's really awesome. It's interesting how dog-friendly Shirleyton is, but also how much more it has become dog-friendly over the last even 5 years. Not only is it the only area in Arlington that's zoned for overnight pet boarding, it is also one of the few places where like pretty much all of the apartment complexes are dog friendly. You know, it's very, very accepting and it is flooded with dogs. And it is flooded with dogs. Yes, so overnight boarding requires M1 industrial zoning, which South 4 Mile Run Drive and pieces of South Lee Road are the last remaining industrial spaces in Arlington County.
I needed to move out of my basement recording. So I went looking for commercial space, which is not easy these days. It really isn't, and it wasn't easy 30 years ago either. I just happened to see a sign up in this window, and next door was WETA. And because I was going to put a recording studio in here, my first trip was to go right next door and ask them, how is this for recording? How is this for recording? I'm a bit of a electronic junkie and I do stuff and I want to know if this is going to really work out. And they said it was great. The spot was actually chosen because of the big hill right by Knock that guards this area from Tenleytown, which is where most of the antennas are. And you can run unbalanced lines for longer periods without having any kind of interference or hardly any interference at all. We are on ground level. There's nothing below us. And above us, there's my storage space. So instead of wearing an aluminum foil helmet like I always have around the house, I just go here to my studio. And it works. Plus, the fact that we are on ground level, there's nothing below us. And above us, there's my storage space. On one side, there's an alley. And on the other side, there used to be a chimney company. So it was really ideal. We could make as much noise as we want, and no one will hear it. We can make as much noise as we want, and no one will hear it.
I am in the Arlington Civic Association, but I also work in the 3700 Parks and Rec and Cultural Affairs building. I did walk to work every day until I had a baby, and now I have to participate in daycare drop-off. So unfortunately, I no longer can walk to work. Yeah, actually, I just got back from a class at the Energy Club. You know, a lot of us from this building walk over to Harris Teeter and grab lunch. And our neighbors, those of us that live in Shirlington, we often frequent, before we had kids, New District, and actually even a little afterwards. It's very popular with babies on Sundays. Just do the happy hours, we bring our dog down, eat outside as much as possible. Our vet is a Shirlington vet, because if you live in Shirlington, you pretty much have to own a dog. We moved here, and within 1 month we got a dog of living in Shirlington, and we said, oh, we'll wait and get a dog later, but within 1 month you're pretty much like, you have to get a dog. So we used to go to the dog park when we first got our dog, but we actually don't go there. He doesn't have the vet recall. So we don't want to spend hours chasing him around. But it's an awesome resource, and because of it, though, we know a lot of people. We go walking with them, and you know, everyone who got dogs together now has babies together. So now we walk our dogs and the babies.
There was another Weenie Beenie they had, and then there was a Weenie Beenie up to Objectives Highway, but that one was not the one that they needed because it was a little bit away from the working class. This one right here panned out real good, and it was a little shack. And I watched them build it, and we were all amazed to see that there was going to be a basement in it. Like 3 people and you were stepping on each other. Grass was going up in the floor, and daily deliveries from the grocery companies. Just a handful of items that we sold, but Warren would get out sometimes up to where the traffic light was and stay like that, sometimes most of the day. My dad and his partner, they made a good living with it. And back in the 60s, they started in 62. They met at Weenie Beenie, they worked on and off at Weenie Beenie until they could pull up some money to get a place of their own. I've been doing it since 69. It feels like 600 years ago. From the 60s to the 80s, my dad and his partner were very comfortable with the way things were running. We've done signed a lease for another 10 years. I need to concentrate on beautifying the place and advertising, and then hopefully we'll sell that business and then I'll retire somewhere. It's the same customers every day. Used to be in the newspaper all the time, and they'd be on TV from time to time. Never because we asked, because my dad and his partner were never going to pay for advertising. I remember Dad saying, you know, buy the best product of what we're selling and sell it to them as fast as you can. And that's how we grew. People, they knew us and we knew them. We recognized their car and the sandwich would be halfway done by the time they come up to the window. Dad was always pushing us to work on Sundays like all the other stores would. God bless us to be honored the Sabbath day. You gotta have some of that downtime. You can't just stay open 24 hours. You really need downtime. People, they knew us and we knew them. We recognized their car and the sandwich would be halfway done by the time they come up to the window.